Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Find Your Model Health, the official podcast for those looking to optimize their long term health and weight goals and understand how their body really works. I am your host. I am Shemaine Linney. I am a fitness and nutrition expert, certified iridologist, and biohacker, and I'm very glad to have you back with me for another episode. I do apologize if the sound is not as good as it used to be. I've been having microphone issues lately that haven't got resolved yet, unfortunately. But I won't keep you too long. This is just going to be a short episode, one that I thought was very valuable for many people. I don't see many people in the space that I see, should I say, like I see my friends following, my followers following. I don't see many people talking about this. I have done a few posts on it, but I think the idea needs to be driven home of how important the understanding of this concept, the concept of inflammaging, actually is. So, before I go on, I must emphasize that the information in these podcast episodes is for informational purposes only and should not be taken as medical advice. So, inflammaging is a new word. Some people may have heard of it, called garb aging, like garbage aging. Or garbaging, I suppose, if you were to slow it down. But inflammaging is the word that I use. And this term is not a term of endearment, unfortunately. This term refers to chronic low-grade inflammation that characterizes aging. So inflammaging is macrophage-centered, which means it's centered around your immune system and your immune response. And it involves many tissues and organs, including your gut, and is characterized by a complex balance between pro and anti-inflammatory responses, usually where the body is more pro-inflamed, so we've got that chronic state of inflammation, then it is experiencing a state of anti-inflammatory or having low inflammation. When the body is in this state of inflammaging, it generally has a higher state of immune activation, which then increases aging and physiological responses. So increases with age due to the disposal of all these constant immune responses. When we look at inflammaging, not only does it center around the aging of tissue and organs, but it also centers around your blood. So the blood can become inflamed and contribute to aging. So basically, your inflammation in Latin means to set on fire. So something is on fire. So when your blood catches fire, the blood is the transport system for inflammatory signals and macrophages, so our immune system. And when your blood is on fire, pretty much these inflammatory signals are rushed and downloaded into other areas of the body, and they drive up inflammatory signals in cells and organs and other part of the body even more. So then as your blood is pro-inflammatory, it then ages you even faster. And we can even see this when we look at someone's menstrual cycle. But inflammaging or inflammation it acts like a virus in your body. It degrades and weakens your virus and literally speeds up aging. When we see someone that is in a chronic state of inflammation, maybe it's their nutrition, maybe it's their lifestyle, maybe it's toxic overload, or even pushing themselves way too hard all day, every day in the gym, we see that they age faster. Visually, you are able to see inflammaging impact someone. So you may have a 30-year-old whose nutrition is terrible, and you can see that it's a very inflammatory diet based on what they eat. And you may have beside them a 40-year-old whose nutrition is quite good, and they're aware of inflammation and how to spin it down, and there's a lot of body awareness. Well, visually looking at these two people, the 30-year-old can look a lot older than the 40-year-old based on their nutrition. So the idea here is that inflammation drives up the immune response in the body, but it also drives aging. So then we would think, well, the connection between immunity and aging, these may be two sides of the same coin. So there's a lot to be considered here. And there's a whole hypothesis around aging and how the immune response or inflammaging can be a better indicator of aging than telomere length. But this seems to be a new idea in a lot of people. Inflammaging, yes, it drives up the immune response. It causes you to age more. This can be caused by different lifestyle factors, but also understanding that as we get older, our immune system can have direct effects on our blood as well, therefore causing the blood to become more inflamed, and then we get more of an immune response and we get stuck in this vicious cycle. But I think understanding that if you're in chronic inflammation all the time, it's very important to understand how this is going to affect not only your biology but also your physical appearance. And that doesn't make anyone superficial or narcissistic or anything like that. We all want to look and feel our best, and I don't know anyone that doesn't want to look as young as possible for as long as possible. So I think this is definitely something to be considered. I talk a lot about inflammation like all day, every day with my followers and my clients. And I encourage them and teach them to always be aware of inflammation, always be actively trying to spin it down through our supplements, through our food choices, through our sleep habits, hydration, watch out for overtraining or overexercise. So this is an area that I think gets overlooked, but I do think inflammaging is going to be a hot topic now over the next few years, especially as we notice or start to recognize how inflammation and even pathogens like viruses go very much hand in hand on how severe the outcome can be. But inflammaging, if you want to look and be and perform young for as long as possible, then you need to pay attention to your inflammation, especially if it's been chronic for quite some time. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys found this somewhat informative. If you have any questions, please send them my way. You can connect with me through my website, shemainesmodelhealth.com, through Facebook or Instagram. As always, please share with anyone you feel will benefit from this. And I look forward to teaching you and chatting to you guys really soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.